Hey guys, I know it's been a long time since my last video, which also just happens to be the only video I managed to get up this year, which is really bad. Basically we had some complications with our phone line, which ended up with us being disconnected for about a month. There was like a fault along the line which affected a lot of people in our area, and the roadworks can't be done until April to fix it properly. So in the meantime, we have a temporary connection. The temporary connection is not as good as what we had, but it's better than nothing, and to be honest, I'm quite happy to have the internet back, because like everything is online. All the TV I watch, all the music I listen to, all the bills I have to pay are all online. So we've had the internet back for a couple of days now, and I've just been kind of catching up on like my emails, paying my bills, getting caught up with like YouTube and stuff, you know, the usual junk. I'm like, oh, I can watch things now, I'm gonna watch it all. So I did. And now I'm going to film. So prior to us losing connection altogether, the service was pretty patchy, which is why I didn't get up any other videos, and since then I've kind of looked at those videos and gone, you know what, I could kind of do those better. So I'm gonna do those videos better, and then we're gonna upload them. So today I'm just gonna start off with a weekly makeup basket, just get the ball rolling and such. So I'll be doing an update on my Project 100 pan and everything going on with that really soon. You will notice a lot of the products in this makeup basket aren't in the Project 100 pan, mostly because after 2 months of using the same freaking products, yeah, I got bored. Yeah, I did. So we're just gonna work with it. Just let it evolve, let it do what it wants to do, and the project will continue. I still am aiming to use up 100 products this year, but I'm also planning on reducing my products through other things like purges and such, and doing some blog sales with stuff. So yeah, I've purchased things, but the end goal will still be achieved. Anyways, just to start off with, I will start with my eyes. I have the Urban Decay Primer Potion. Always need a primer, otherwise nothing will stick to my eyes for any length of time. On top of that, I go over it with a concealer, just to sort of even out all the colour in my eyes, basically. And I'm currently using the Boing concealer, just getting all the stuff that's left around the edges there. For an eye base, like coloured bases, I'm currently using two different products. I will either use Rose Gold by Rimmel, which looks like this, and that's a swatch of it just there for you, or I will use the colour next to it, which is Vintage Selection. Isn't it pretty? It's beautiful. And that is a paint pot from MAC. Probably one of my second most used eye base. For actual eyeshadow, I have two singles. For highlight, I'm using the little NYX single in I Have a Headache, and it's just a creamy kind of white shade. And for blending out my lower lash line, I'm using Taupe by NYX, just because I have very little of it left, so I figure if I use it to blend out my lower lash line every day, then, you know, I'll go through it fairly quicker than if I were to use it for anything else. I also pulled out two palettes, one of which being the Smashbox Full Exposure palette. I kind of got bored with my makeup one day, and I just went into my palette drawer and I just pulled it out, and I was really enjoying it. I mean, admittedly I do mostly just use the warm side, but I have also started digging into the black as well, just to kind of play it up a little bit, do something different, and hopefully with the MAC shadows I've pulled out, I will also, cats, stop it, pulling up the carpet squares. Hopefully with the MAC shadows I pulled out, I will also hopefully try and get some use out of the cooler tone shades in here. The MAC shadows I pulled out all have like a purpley theme to them, apart from this guy up here, which is Amber Lights. is straight up bronzy, beautiful copperness. I'm not going to go through and list all the colours because I don't know if I could name them all, and I can't be bothered pulling them all out to find out what they're called. But I'll point out a few of my favourite ones. We have Cranberry, which is what I have on at the moment. I actually did a get ready with me with this look. I will link it in the info box when it's available. We have Cranberry. I love using this colour Gloary for purple looks for blending out crease work. Kid is an amazing transition shade is the word I'm looking for. We have Embark, which is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Freaking love it. And I think this one is Star Violet. I know I said I didn't want to, but I'm pretty sure this is Star Violet, and I've just dinged it. Oh, come on. Yes, it is. It is, it is. This is Star Violet, and it is beautiful. It makes an amazing smoky eye. And I pulled out Amber Lights just to... I kind of fancied something bold and such, and I was looking at the MUA shade in number 30, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Charlie Levy had this in a project pan before, and that's what kind of inspired me to pull it out again. But I figured I already have Amber Lights out, so I might just use Amber Lights because it's in the palette and put this one away for later. But you know, they're pretty much fairly similar shades, so we'll just go with that. For liner, I have a pencil and a gel. The pencil liner is the Jordana Made to Last in Black Point, I think it's called. And that is a quick swatch of it there. It's just a really nice deep matte black pencil. It's really smooth, easy to use. And then for liner, gel liner, we have the Maybelline Studio one, which I've recently mixed up, so it's all nice and creamy again. And again, it's really easy for me to use, and it lasts all day. It doesn't flake, it doesn't smudge, unless I cry a little. Like when it's windy, like I'm not saying I'm emotional, but when it's windy I do get like watery eyes in the corner, and it does sort of wash away my wings sometimes, which is never fun. You end up with like this black tears down the side of your face. It's horrendous, but can't do much about it really. For mascara, I've been using two different mascaras. One is the Roller Lash by Benefit. I kind of like it. I mostly don't like it. It makes my lashes feel really dry and crunchy. But I have a sample of it. I've opened it. I'm gonna finish it. So yeah, it's not a joy to use. It's just, you know, I have it, so I'm gonna use it. And then we have Masterpiece Max Waterproof, which I use on my lower lash line because it is waterproof, and again with the runny eye-ness it kind of, you know, protects some of my makeup while I'm walking around outside with the wind and everything. So yeah, it's pretty much the same as the Masterpiece Max mascara, but I don't think it's quite so voluminous, I don't think, but I haven't used it on my top lashes, so I can't really say for sure. For eyebrows, I have two products. We have the Brow Artist liner from L'Oreal. It has the wax on this side, which I don't really use, and then it has the pencil in dark brunette, and to finish that off I use the Brow Drama in medium brown from Maybelline. I've kind of doing my brows darker with my hair growing out, and this is really quite dark, the medium one, so it kind of makes me wonder how dark is the dark brown one. How many times can I say dark in like 10 seconds? Really. But I think the medium brown one takes some of the edge off the darkness of the dark brunette, so they're a good combo for me to use. For face products, because I'm pretty sure you can probably tell I'm recovering from like a cold, to give my face a little bit more radiance, I have been using the Rosie for Autograph Amazing Radiance Cream, and it's just this kind of peachy, super radiant lotion that I put on my skin underneath my foundation, but on top of moisturiser, and it just gives a beautiful glow through the foundation, and it doesn't like break down the foundation or anything, which makes me really, really happy, and it just makes my skin look beautiful. Toot my own horn, but you know what it means when you look at your face and it's like really dull and ashy, and then you do something that makes it look really like radiant and pretty again, and this guy does it. So I'm really happy that I picked this up. For actual primer, I'm using the Lasting Finish Rimmel. I use a very little amount of this just in my T-zone area to make sure my foundation sticks properly. For foundation, I am using the Lasting Finish Nude foundation from Rimmel because I've recently finished up a couple of bottles of foundation, so I'm working on this guy now. And I'm mixing in the Me in Sunbeam. I have been working on the MAC Strobe Cream, but then I kind of used this combo today, so I figured I would throw this one in this week because there's so little left of it that I probably would be able to finish up this week anyways, and then go back to the strobe cream next week. But again, this is just a really nice coverage. It goes on really nicely, really smoothly, blends out really well, and it's got a good long lasting power to it, and yeah, even with the Illuminator in it and with the Radiant Cream underneath, it still lasts a good 12 hours, which is pretty cool. It's what I want, it's what I need, so yeah. For setting, I'm finishing off the Smashbox Photoset powder. I have so very little of it left. I use it under the eyes very lightly to bake, and then I do a light dusting all over the face. For touching up my powder throughout the day, I'm using the One Heck of a Blot from Soap and Glory, which I did have to repress because it started to crumble. So yeah, that is it there. It's just a really nice it's like a super matte powder, but it doesn't leave your skin chalky. It's just, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. I forgot to mention my concealer for under eye and doing some highlighting work. I'm using the Touche Éclat from L'Oreal. This is like ride or die. Like seriously, couldn't live without this guy. For highlight, I pulled out my Laura Mercier in Spellbound. This was a limited edition, but sometimes they pull it out and release it sporadically, so you might still be able to find it in some places. That's what I have on today as well. Just do a quick swatcheroo. It's a very golden highlight, if you can tell. It's quite a strong gold base. I will say that it's not the most intense highlight I've ever used, and the more that I loved it when I first bought it. I was like, oh my god, it's so pretty. But compared to the Undress Your Skin from MUA, which was like £1, maybe £2, that gives more of a boom headlight highlight than this does, which kind of saddens me, especially when you take into account the price difference. But you know, I have it, I'm gonna enjoy it, so there you go. That's the highlight I'm using at the moment. For blush, I am layering a cream with a powder again. I pulled out the Boho sheet from NYX. It's the beautiful sort of baby pink colour. It's just, oh, so many blushes compare with this. Honestly, you don't let the baby pinkness fool you. It's a fairly versatile blush, but I really missed it, and so I just jumped ahead and pulled this out again and started using it. I'm already starting to make a nice dip in it, so yay. And over the top, I'm using the Max Factor Cream Puff Blush in Nude Mauve, which, seriously guys, like seriously, can you see this ring of pan that's forming around the outside of it? Like, this guy is going to be done fairly soon, and I'm super freaking excited. So yeah. And lastly, for like face things, I haven't really been bronzing, but I wanted to do something to give my face a little bit of definition, so I pulled out the Taupe blush from NYX, and I've been lightly, you can kind of see it there, lightly contouring. I will go in and put my blush on and then contour and then blend out with the blush brush so that it's not such a like an intense contrast with the warmth of the blush and the cool tone of the contour powder. So yeah, that is that. And lastly, we have the lip products. I've actually been really good at working through lip products the last couple of months, so I've sort of broadened my range of what I want to work with. For a liner, I've pulled out Tiramisu from Rimmel, which is this beautiful sort of nude liner, and that is a swatch of it. No, that is not a swatch of it. This is a swatch of it, just here. Next to that is Estee Lauder's Stay Honey, which is a really nice sort of matte lipstick, and there is a swatch of that there. Next is one from L'Oreal, and this is in Taffeta, and I pretty much wore this for almost 2 weeks straight. It is beautiful. I'm working through this at an incredible pace, and this is a swatch of it here. It's just a really nice lighter nude. It has a really nice gold sheen running through it. It's beautiful. And then lastly, in the lipstick category, we have Pink Truffle from Revlon, one of the lip butters. I tend to keep this in my coat pocket just to sort of slap on when I'm out and about, just to keep my lips hydrated, and that's a swatch of it there. It's sort of the more peachy of the 3 shades. And if I want a little bit more of a gloss look, it's not so much of a gloss, this is a lip lacquer. It's one of the Pure Colour ones from Estee Lauder in Vinyl Rose. It is beautiful, it's luxurious, and the wand is so super cushy. Like, the applicator is really cushy. And there is a swatch of it there. It's just a beautiful kind of milky rose shade. It's really lovely. And lastly is the bright colour there and on my lips at the moment, and this is Rebel from Revolution. Just in case I want something with a bit more pizzazz. So yeah, we have Revolution's Salvation Intense Lacquer in Rebel, and yeah, that's what I have on at the moment. I know this comes in a matte formula as well. I kind of fancy the matte one too. See if it's more of an opaque shade, because this is quite sheer. Like, how would I say it? It's like it's not sheer, but it's not opaque, if that makes sense. Like, it goes on quite... This is about 3 layers of product to get to this colour, and it does wear away quite quickly. Like talking for like an hour will wear this away. Like, after an hour this will be gone. Whereas I think probably the matte one would last a lot longer, but at the same time you have to deal with that matte lip lacquer formula, which can be a bit of a bitch. So anyways, enough talking about lip lacquer. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any little requests or anything, let me know in the comments below. I will be posting like lip swatch videos fairly shortly. I've got quite a few to do. There's going to be the matte Maybelline one if you're still interested in that one. I still have the Revlon HD one to do and the Lipfinity ones because I'm so stoked about the Lipfinity ones. I freaking love those Lipfinity lipsticks. Freaking love them. If it wasn't for project panning, I would be wearing those constantly, which is another reason why I'm readjusting my Project 100 pan, because you know, you have that sort of issue. It's kind of like that issue of you know, you're focusing on using up older makeup, and in the process of using up that older makeup, your newer makeup is getting older, and you know, it's like a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle. And I don't really want that to happen. I want to utilise the weekly makeup basket to its fullest and sort of integrate older products with newer products and get the best amount of love out of my stash as I possibly can. And if that means rejigging my Project 100 pan and how I'm going to do that, then fine, so be it. That is what I'll do. Anyways, I'm sorry for rambling so much. Anyways, I'll see you guys, and sorry for saying anyways so much. It's a bad habit that I need to just get rid of again. I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching, and bye bye.